Alrighty, we're gonna get right on into it. We are a little bit late going into here, but welcome everybody. We are here for some Overwatch. I'm your host, Saminami, and it is the Otters versus the Mustangs here. Stevenson will be Team Blue, while the Otters will be Team Red. Just gonna be doing a check. Here, just trying to get stuff situated right now. Things are a little bit on the spicy side, so just trying to get everything ready to go here. We are going to be starting out on Ilios here, so having to see excuse me for a moment. We're trying to see here how this match will go out. This is going to be a best of 5 series. There we go. Also want to make sure that they know I have a delay on, because with the delay that means any viable strategy does not come of use to either side. And it seems that I have full spectators. Yay me. And actually, it's going to be Stevenson on the red team, while the Otters are going to be on the blue to start. I believe both sides are pretty much ready to rock and roll. Just got to wait for them to take it away. And we have Stevenson Rain on up here now, just waiting for... Unpause is coming on out. And although a bit of a rough start, welcome everybody. We're here on Ilios, and we're going to head right on into the match. Doors have opened up, and both sides are ready to just duke it on out. Looks like we're going to be having a bit of a Rhine brawl here. That would be real exciting to see. However, difference maker here is going to be this May. Let's tune into the May here from the side of the Otters, who's going to start to make their advance on the Stevenson. And the first of all is going to be 49 here against Double. Double gain not just 1, but 2, and looking to get 3 if possible here. Really setting the starting lineup here for the Otters. Points going to go into their control from the get-go. Stevenson's going to have to start to make a comeback here. An unfortunate start for 49, but now that he knows, he's going to have to learn from it and position promptly. Especially against this May. We do see Wisner's going to be on the flank here, as they're going to try to meet the May. Wall is used, and 49 gets extremely aggressive. Oh, the pin goes out on the quest, but 49 is able to trade it right on back. Double has fallen, and now the numbers are in odds for the Otters here. Stevenson forced to back off yet again and play back for a new fight. The Alt Company is going to be starting out here in favor of the Otters with that Earth Shatter. We're going to have to see Double can really just slay it on down. Ash is going to be there with the help, along with the May, as he's going to be turning the corner here. Double is going to be looking to hit the Shatter right behind 49 here. And there it is, but the boop saves Stevenson from being hit from first English. But you know what? It's a double Earth Shatter coming out from right there, as Stevenson's going to get the triple kill, quadruple kill. They're looking for the team kill. And with that, the point will swap sides. They were able to claim that just off of a single shatter, so great play on them. However, they got to be very careful here, because looking at the Ashe, checkmate coming at you fast with Bob in hand here. And don't forget about Arctic Island's beat drop, as well as Avini's Kasune rush. Stevenson's going to have to make sure they meet it well with their own alts. Supports in the bank here. The beat drop comes on out, keeping the Reinhardt alive. It's a Kasune rush from either side, as Wisner gets the first pick. The 49 is going to be looking to hunt down Double, and he does so successfully, but at the cost of his own life. The Bob stays alive and well, but it's not in a position to really get an elimination here, so Bob doesn't find the greatest of value. It's another team kill. Stevenson just has to get their Rhine back, while if the Otters are fast enough, they can most likely mow down Stevenson before they can really hold the line. But now 49 is back, and it's going to be an even setup here. Wisner has the high noon, but Arctic Island with the beat drop. We're going to have to see how this push is going to happen here with Mayolt coming on in. They're going to try to use it to zone away Stevenson here. The Shatter comes on out, although it's a sacrificial hit. They meet him in revenge with it. But it seems that Stevenson's coming out on top with Rinzer on the Soldier. Activating the overclock, finding the first, hopefully looking for the second, but not getting it quite yet. And with that, they still hold the point true. The percentage is now 80 to 57. 20 seconds left on the clock for the side of the Otters to really make a recontest here. They have the ults available. They just got to use them. Using Arctic Island as the center point. Foundation of this push. They're going to start speeding on in, most likely go in with the beat and the May ult. Here it comes. It's thrown on out, but Tom Nook has fallen. And with that, Double unfortunately is not able to touch despite their abilities there. They more than likely, again, need to engage that fight with the beat drop and the Blizzard. They just got a bit scared because Lucio almost fell to the Sojourn as well as the Kiriko from the side of Stevenson, so they were trying to play it smart. Sometimes you just gotta no-brain it and go on in. However, Stevenson was not one that went completely unscathed themselves. As we could see there from time to time, 49 has been very aggressive, and that aggression can honestly get you punished if you are not careful. So both sides have a little bit to work off of, learning how each other plays. Round starts up yet again. We'll be seeing a quick push to point. They are going to be swapping off the sim from the side of Stevenson, but in comparison, the Otters are going to stick with the sim. Looks like they're going to try to play for shield break and pure damage. Making the push on up here. We do see that 49 makes his push on out. Let's check in on Tom Nook. Tom Nook has fallen to the Wisner. The Cassidy is working up that Deadeye. Almost getting the Lucio there as well, but assassinated from behind. 49 trying his best to really keep it alive. Even Checkmate has met his mark. Double, I believe, went for a pin, but a bit overextended or just missed his mark. Probably going for a team reset there, knowing that the fight has been lost. With that, Stevenson takes the beginning of this here, but if last round's going to be like this one, this means that theoretically the Otters should win this coming on up. It all depends on how they play this, though. Dynamite comes on out from Checkmate here, but you better be careful because Wisner has been pretty locked in. Let's check in on Rinzer here, who has been swapped over to the DPS position, was mostly on support prior, so this is going to be a real interesting take from here. Has complete control of the high ground. The Shatter comes on out, and we're looking to find some value here. They're able to find the first thanks to Cynic there. Cynic's going to start rolling on in. He's trying to hunt down Checkmate, and he's going to commit to it. He gets the elimination. Most of the fight was taking place with Wisner and 49, but you got to admit, being able to see a hero just roll on in Reddit Lucio style is definitely pleasurable. Now taking a look here, we will see the ult economy is in favor of the Otters here, although even across both sides. Shatter is ready to roll here, and Reinhardt was quite low prior. If he can hit the Shatter perfectly, it would be wonderful. He gets the Shatter down, but Cynic does not fall. Instead, they return the favor with 49. You're able to get a double with Wisner. 49 getting the triple, and that's a team kill. It was Shatter and Kitsune Rush used there from the side of the Otters. It is 20 seconds left on the clock for them to be able to just get on the point, hopefully for an overtime, if not turn it in their favor. Arctic Island with the beat drop is going to have to make sure they engage with it, but if they're not careful, here comes the Shatter. The Shatter is going to be not used quite yet. Instead, the beat drop has been canceled. Bob pushed on the point. They're trying to get rid of him, but there's not too much left to do. Shatter comes on out. We did see Double try to go for a charge there, but nothing to avail as Stevenson takes map number 1. I'm going to be honest, a very, very quick map. Despite the first round going a bit back and forth, it felt kind of one-sided there on the second half. And as we can see here, Wisner on the Cassidy. Cole Cassidy here locking in his shots. Pop hits all day. Well, with that, we're going to be going over now to our second map. I believe, if I'm correct, this should be a hybrid. I'd have to reference which map it is exactly, but it should be getting pulled up here momentarily. Since the Otters had lost round number 1, they get to, I believe, decide which side they take, be it attack or defense first. Many teams like to set the standard on the defense in order to have an easier attack time. However, the same can be said for others who like to just push it all the way and then sit back on the defense and just try to play it a bit more casually. It really depends on how your team composition is and how you as the player are confident in your ability per side. And we are going to be seeing a swap in here. Breadstick is going to be subbing in for Arctic. Arctic Island was the Lucio there from the side of the Otters. So we're going to have to see how this composition is going to change, be it for better or worse. It is going to happen here. As for the side of Stevenson, no swaps coming on out. They're pretty confident with their lineup and they want to run what they got. We're going to be getting to Blizzard World. A good classic, I might say. Now, the funny thing about Blizzard World is that the current Blizzard World that we see in the competitive, even in the casual quick play matches, is rain. The Overwatch 1 version of the map is sunny skies. So, I feel like there's a bit of, whenever you get to see how the map looks, it's a change in perspective as well as general feeling. For example, on Lijiang Tower, we're so used to seeing it at night, and then it became daytime. And many people, including myself, mostly myself, feel that the daytime kind of took away the, not authenticity, but the vibe, the aroma, wrong word, but just the general feel the map presented with the lighting. And it was strange that way. But sometimes that's just enough to be able to feel, am I comfortable with this? Or would I rather be playing on another map or previous version of this map? For example, with King's Row, when we all saw the daytime, it sucked. It was terrible. You would be blinded by the sun and not be able to see, compared to the night version where everything was clear, crystal, and defining in shapes. Without further ado here, I'm going to be, hopefully these teams are going to be ready on up here. Stevenson's ready to go, but nothing yet from the Otters. Biggest thing about trying to use these in-betweens is talk strategy and prepare yourselves. Based on what we saw there, it was a lot brawl-heavy comp for both rounds. As we load on into Blizzard World here, we may be seeing another brawl-style comp from the Otters. Only time will tell as I take you on a tour of this grand mystical park. Probably better than Disney. As you will escort the cart from its point through the following ruins as well as castles in order to meet its final destination in front of the crown. But we'll take it right on here as we'll start it out looking right outside these following buildings. And from the looks of it, both sides, yet again, looking to start it off on a brawl. Checkmate and Tom Nook are going to stick to the Junkrat Ash play. One's going to be looking to deal damage to shields and in general, allowing Checkmate to try to pick people off singly one by one. Breadstick is going to be actually on the Ana. Intriguing. As we're going to be seeing here, Stevenson is going to stick to their guns. Both sides very confident in their play style here, looking to get some value. Let's see if they can do just that. It's going to be up to Stevenson to decide. Do they want to go top or under? It seems the decision from the general consensus is to go for a play underneath. Having been spotted, they're going to try to prepare for them. But there's not a whole lot you can prepare for out in the open. We will see that Rinzer goes to take the high ground, gets marked by the Junkrat mine. But they're just playing for the beam, and the sleep comes on out. That's going to burn some time, and the burning starts to take effect here. Wisner gets jumped into the air, and as we can see here, Stevenson's not really making a push quite yet. We'll be seeing that now they start to make their frontal assault, and they're being held back. Wisner doing a great deal of damage on the flank here. Able to get the first elimination onto the Junk, second onto the Reinhardt, looking to get the third onto the Lucio, just missing shots, but secures it in the end. Finally, they're looking to go for checkmate, but they get away scot-free. I should eat my own words. They get punished away for positioning. One thing you gotta be careful of is if you gotta fight it, you need to make sure you either keep running or get an elimination. You gotta make sure the trades are there. As Double is able to find it there with Eevee. That value is important, and now that you have that, you gotta work your magic for the trades. Regroup with your team and push from there. From what we can currently see here, the point is going to be taking a slow advance, but it's going to be a fight either for high ground and low ground. And checkmates eliminated from the get-go by Quest to Kiriko. And we're having a bit of a strange fight up here, as you can see. The real duality that we're seeing come forth here is just that Stevenson is going unrelenting into their line. They're not respecting the Rhine duel, instead pushing through him. There is a Lucio contestant on cart, but he is not long for this world as the cart continues its progress. The Otters are going to be forced to regroup yet again. They have one last chance to make a push here, but they've lost Breadstick. That's going to be your main healer down from the get-go. But thankfully for them, Bob's online. So they'll be able to send him in right away unless Checkmate meets his end here. Checkmate's taking a great deal of damage, and it'd be too late to send in Bob now. But they do it anyway. Thanks to Double, he is able to hold the line. I'm surprised that such value was found out of the Bob with Double, but they were able to do it with 0.08 meters left to cap. And if you can see here, alt economy-wise, Stevenson has dumped in 3 of them to try to match it. Not looking too hot for him. Tires online here from Tom Nook. Tom Nook, I should say. Yep, Tom Nook. As we'll be seeing here, they're going to try to set up for a tire. I will make a slight mention, there is some visual errors with the pylon there, with the pylon. So Stevenson looks to be making their push up towards the high ground here. Let's take it in from the eyes of 49, who's going to be leading the front line. Does not spot the trap. That's going to do him in. And Tires looking to come on out here. All the opportunity in the world is ready for him. It's just someone needs to start pulling the trigger. Tire comes on out, but eliminated from Rinzer. Really punishing any ability for hope. Even Checkmate down to a sliver of health as the Reinhardt goes just avast into the backline. It's a cacophony of bullets here as we're seeing Stevenson trying desperately to get onto point. The Shatterer comes on out but does not hit any values here. Just straggling from either side to continue on point. Wisner with the high noon uses it, but no one killed quite yet. Breadstick is traded, but not after the res. And Bob is back in the game once again. With that, Stevenson's going to yet again hold out. Or sorry, it's not Stevenson. It is the Otters that hold out on point with just mere under a meter left to push it. They're doing quite well on their defensive hold now. It seems they found their footing and the spam needed. Stevenson needs to start working a bit more target focus here in order to cap this. With the flank shatter here, the opportunity comes a knock-in, and the pin hits Drew, but it does not commit to it. We will be seeing the Breadstick is trying to stall out the point there, and the Kitsune Rush has been activated. Stevenson just wants this point. Viewers are trying their best to hold out the point, but finally Stevenson takes it. Not after 2 additional to 3 minutes have been burned from the time bank. Well needed amount of time here as we're going to be seeing the setup for the defensive. I'm curious to say here, how is this push going to commence? Shatter is ready. They could quite literally turn the corner here and just lay it out. But Double has to make a decisive decision here and now if to use it or not. The Kitsune Rush has been activated here, and they're just pushing back Stevenson. Stevenson's going to try to kite this. The Shatter comes out. It does knock down one and eliminates him as well. But a triple Shatter is met, but not after a pin from 49. The space has been greatly created, and Rins are activating the overclock. Not sure it's a needed ult here, but Stevenson's been known to get it back quite fast. As we're going to be seeing here, the cart will continue unaltered by the push. Cart making its way up around the corner. We're going to be seeing here Tom Nook tire and checkmate with the overclock. Once that shield goes down, it's more likely going to be activated here. Payload's on to meet its destination with just a minute on the clock. Overclock has been activated, but shut down by Rinzer. Quest now activating the Kitsune Rush. Cancels the tire! And the Shatter going in with the assist. And with that, Stevenson will take the final point. 35 seconds on the clock and counting. Now, I'm not sure if you, the viewers here, have seen it, but I believe that was a different Rhines skin for Overwatch 2. That Double was wearing. I was real curious about that. Making our way back over here at the Fargo Deep Mine. We'll be seeing here just past Murloc Island and the Shark. Now we're going to have to see these sides swap. Both sides ready to really rock and roll this up. Just to confirm here, there is no change in the armor. It must have been a coloration. Oh, how I wish there was an additional, just kind of how they did with the Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2 Rhine skins. Personal Rhine fan myself. So seeing this brawl with the Rhines, it tells me that this meta is currently very even. It's hands down proven that if Rhine is meta, the game is generally more fun as well as more balanced at the time. We'll have to see how that handles, especially with a Genji now. This will be interesting. Both sides are going to start working their magic here, as we'll be seeing the Otters make their way underneath yet again. Stevenson setting up top in comparison. They want to try to hold this high ground as long as possible before they are forced to rotate. So the Otters have to decide, do they commit to a push on high ground or do they rush the point? If I were them, I would force them off the high ground by going immediately towards the point. But Stevenson has already begun their rotation here. So now the Otters are going to try to follow suit. Taking a look here from the eyes of 49. He meets the aggression full heart. Spotting the trap as he hears it. But the Genji is in Stevenson's backline. 49's not doing too hot here. Trying to escape with the Lucio. Escaping from the pin. Rinzer has fallen, but the sides are quite even for both of them. Taking a look here, we do see Double find the initial lead here with the Fire Strike, but the pin's going to be met. Yet thanks to Eevee, Double lives. And with that, I believe the Otters will take the point faster than Stevenson had. So now they're going to have a large time bank to work with. Stevenson needs to burn that down in order to better just either shut them down or more time to work with ults. Taking a look here from the side of Rinzer and the DPS, they're going to be just playing it back, but if they're not careful, 49 is going to be in a world of hurt. He's very close to his shatter, and with no shield succumbs to the Earth Shatter. Double gain, not one, but two of Stevenson. So now they're going to be forced back and needing to regroup. The pin coming on out, hungry for more, but Double has been full pocketed by Breadstick. The changes of Mercy allow teammates to be able to recover faster when they're below 50% of their health. So it's what every Mercy really wanted, was just a pure healing buff to make her meta again. The card is slow in progression, but with the Kitsune Rush, anything can go. It's met from either side, like the fast lane. Shatter is met, as well as a Blade. Who's going to find the value here is the question. And it seems to be that it's going to be Stevenson there, even shutting down the Blade with a charge. Mercy staggered on out by Cynic Hipster, as we're going to be seeing the Otters make their regroup. A real standout performance there, burning ults from either side while still having an ult available from the side of Stevenson, being the Deadeye. This Deadeye is going to have to be protected against the Genji here, lest he be reflected point blank to the head. Now the opposition's going to be met here, and it's perfectly set up for a high noon. But not quite yet, apparently. The charge comes on out, but does not hit any bodies. Well, we're going to be seeing 49 finds their target, making their quota for the day. They have Shatter ready to go. They could activate it here if they wanted to, but they're choosing not to. They're going to try to play it safe for as long as possible before their hand is forced. Taking a look from Rinzer here. Here in the Genji, but not able to spot him out quite yet. As for the Otters, they have this tire ready to come up. Junkrat could literally just play underneath in the cafe and rip it at them from behind. We'll have to see how the players execute this. We'll take it from the eyes of Quest here, but then move it on in. The Shatter could be perfectly used here, but he has fallen. And it's met with their own Shatter. But despite all this, Wisner has been able to find a double kill and is hungry for more. Shatter is met out on the center of the point. They're looking. They shut down not just one, but both of the supports. That Falcon will find no value. 49 does get hit by the pin on Double, but the fight has already been won by Stevenson here. Yet again, a great use of ult economy there to be seen. We will be seeing that Checkmate is coming up on a Blade, but they need to start finding some value. They've just swapped off the Mercy for an Ana, so that's going to be a long time before they could even build up a Nano. Nano Blade can definitely win them the fight, but they're going to have to just try to play for poke here in order to do it. If they get picked off constantly, especially their Ana, they won't be able to find the value they're looking for. And let's take a look underneath. They seem to be going to be on the flank here and taking the eyes from Tom Nook. He rips out the tire and he's trying to go for some hunting. It's going, but it finds no value. It's blocked by the Suzu. Gained with the collateral pins. Reinhardt's going at it head to head. Wisner with the double, taking out both DPS and the tanks. He's trying to get possibly a team wipe here. Just one more, and he will be hands down creating the team kill here. A complete ace! Oh my goodness. You got to really give credit where credit's due. The DPS here on the side of Stevenson really stacking it on up. Overclock is ready, Deadeye, and Earthshatter. As for the Otters, they're going to have Earthshatter of their own and Blade. But Nano's nowhere close to being ready yet, so they're going to have to work with just a dry Blade. As we can see here, Risner with the Overclock has a perfect opportunity to activate and eliminate. And we are into overtime. The card's looking pretty good for a setup here. Just going to have to see who's going to commit first. And the commitment's going to be with the Overclock here. Hitting its initial shots, but not getting the kills they're looking for quite yet. Set up for the Shatter. And doubles back with it. But they've been eliminated. Gotta be real careful. The Shatter is met. And it's a double kill. Nano with the assist as the Otters cap it in overtime. That team kill is going to set the Otters up for a chance to cap for third point. But if they do not, Stevenson will take map number 2. Now both sides are going to meet each other on the corner here, as we'll be seeing the push-up here. I would say the best option for the Otters here is trying to take this high ground to spam against Stevenson, because Rinzer is definitely going to try to do it instead. Kisune Rush has been activated. The sweep also met. But what's this? The pin into the backline. No care for safety. He is there for the action. And with it, they find it. That's going to force the Otters down to 30 seconds on the clock. No ults are available. Cynic Hipster has the beat drop, which can save them from an initial damage spam of the Junkrat. Tom Nook has to get this tire here in order to be effective in this upcoming fight. The advancement is made by Double, but it's going to be met in return by 49. Shatter's ready. He advances past him. It's a huge corner Shatter. Eliminates both supports, and he's taking him off the map. Stevenson takes map number 2. Oh my word. I wouldn't have known any better, but Double here is going to steal the play of the game with this point-winning Shatter. The double elimination on the supports with the Fire Strike is really puts the nail in the coffin. And with that, we're going to be coming into match point here on map number 3. Now this next map here is going to be an escort, pure escort, which means you just have to escort the payload from point A to point B. There's 3 points in between that you must acquire. Team that gets the furthest and denies the other from meeting that mark will win. But we're going to have to see, it is Junkertown. Oh, Junkertown. For those of you that know me and have tuned into the stream often, you know that I hate Junkertown with a burning passion. And if I had to compare what map to remove from play, I'd rather have Junkertown at the bottom of the barrel and bring me back Gibraltar. And I am a Rhine main. Gibraltar is terrible for Reinhardt, but I would rather have Gibraltar over Junkertown any day of the week. In my personal reason, it's a sniper's paradise. So if you like to play the long range damage, if you like that drawn out open area, great for you. For me, I despise it. But I'm ranting here. We're not going to be seeing any side swaps from the looks of it from either team. So it's just going to be when both sides are ready to just lock it on in and walk in. Personally, I think Stevenson's gotten a lot better with their brawl gameplay from what we've seen in previous matches. And it's just showing for it. It can be a bit reckless from time to time, but it is smarter, you could say, in comparison. I would say for the Otters here, their best strategy right now is that they need to combo their ults more. And I don't think the Genji was a bad pick. The issue was you need to give Genji the Valk Pocket or the Nano Boost if you're going to run it. Otherwise, the drive weight has been shut down too many times by Stevenson's DPS. That's just my hot take. And if I'm going to be honest, I think the other thing they should do is get rid of the Lucio. It's not great for a brawl to lose a Lucio. However, replace a Lucio with either the Kiriko or a Zenyatta. Zenyatta will allow you to deal a great amount of damage and help you focus down targets easier against Stevenson with that Discord. Kiriko gives you that get out of jail free card Kitsune Rush. Now we did see the Kiriko on a combo, Kiriko Mercy combo. It helps a bit. It's still a bit messy as I would describe it, because it's not really committing to one versus the other. Because if you have, say, Kiriko Lucio, that's by far, since Kiriko has been introduced, one of the worst comps you can run for healer setups. And similarly with Kiriko Mercy, I know everyone loves to play it. It's not good. It's just flat out not good because both have to single target heal. Now you can argue that, oh, well, someone plays this character very well, so why worry about it? You just got to play safer. That's hard to do if you get focused down by a 1v5, especially in Brawl. And Dive applies the same. So, again, just my hot take, but I believe they need to switch up those strategies to either be purposed to heal overall better or to focus down a target more precisely. As for Stevenson, they're still working their magic. I will say that we do see that Wisner really holds on to that high noon for a long time. Not that you have to use it, but you could definitely use it just for a quick reload and then just fan the hammer 3 times around. But we're going to head right back on into it. It is Junkertown, ladies and gentlemen, located down under. We'll be seeing here that it's going to actually be Stevenson defending first, while the Otters will be on the attack. For those of you that are not familiar, we are in the nuclear outback. You heard me right, the nuclear outback. Unfortunately for Australia, in this day and age, they had a nuclear reactor meltdown, which put the wasteland into pure devastation, as you can see out yonder. Since then, things have gotten better, but they weren't for a long time. It took a while for the industrialization to really come on back, and they still fight the Onyx from time to time. But taking a look at our composition here, we're going to be seeing from the attacking side a dive composition, while from the side of Stevenson, it's going to be a defensive shield setup that's made for poke. So for what you want to take away from this is that this sort of setup here is perfect for being able to stay spread out, especially against a dive composition. Now, if you're dive, it's a very open map. Not looking too hot for you, I must admit as well. But we'll have to see how they work it. The immediate rock hit goes out onto Double, as Double's going to try to help build up the nano here. Initiating when they're going to dive this target, they're going to have to be real careful because a rock is in hand for 49. He's putting the pebble in this one. And right now the card goes uncontested. Winston goes for a dive. The shield just blocking, but there's an elimination immediately. However, Stevenson's able to meet it with a trade of their own, yet Checkmate has already secured 2. 49 has been antied, is now forced to fall back. Stevenson is down by 2 players right now, while everyone inside the Others is back. And as I say that, Caster's Curse, they lose both DPS. Despite best efforts, it's going to be the Otters having to stall back a bit despite the healers being here, too much damage is going to force them to regroup. As we can see here, Stevenson is just going to be working their angles and their distance. The greatest thing about this comp, like I said before, you get to play completely spread or completely close. It's a poke style comp that has high burst damage. And we do see that Cynic has swapped off the Zenyatta for the Baptiste, so that's going to allow for more burst healing and damage to be dealt, especially when the window gets activated. Having to be able to heal up your entire team and maintain an ability to go high ground and low ground with ease is completely important. Checkmate here is trying to stick the high ground control against Rinzer. But it's been a bit of a battle here. As you can see, he's forced down to the low ground because he cannot get an initiative. The ability comes on out as we're seeing here. A triple kill, looking for the quad. It's a team kill. Shooting daisies here. It's snowflakes in the wind. So from what we can see here, the Otters have just under 2 minutes left on the clock. They need to start working these ultimates here. Checkmate does have the visor. They could activate the nano visor here. And if they really feel feisty enough, pair it with a Kitsune rush. Kitsune's been activated, and now the visor. They're going to have to really make sure they get these kills here and shut down that Umor. Not able to get a single kill yet, despite the visor and Kitsune rush. It finds no value. High Noon's been activated by Wisner, sorry. It does not find a kill. As we're going to be seeing here, the Otters are taking down the Mustangs one by one. Despite best efforts, this point definitely goes to the Otters. But you gotta give them credit to it. Stevenson was able to burn 3 minutes of the 4-minute time bake, and now there's 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, which means that the Otters only gained 2.5 minutes after capping first point. And once they get second, they'll only get either an additional minute and a half. And as we can see here, Rinzer is actually just on the rampage, finding that double kill. Trying to find his camera. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. The card has made little to no progress despite the push being made here. And now the doors will start to make their closing. Take a look here. Tom Nook has tire, but he's also been spotted by 49 thanks to the orbs. The window comes on out as Rinzer finds two. Tire immediately shut down by Wisner. Oh, but watch out. Guess who's coming around the bend? Who is Wisner? And Rinzer just shuts down his escape ability. The DPS lineup of Stevenson has really taken the cake right now. We are now seeing a swap onto Reinhardt here. It's a choice, but against this composition, I very much advise against it unless you completely focus down his target. And the DPS are just too great of a threat at the moment. As you can see here, 49 is just taking space and names, claiming titles to be champions here. But knowing that the Reinhardt's near, he forces himself to back up. The Otters. And now we're changing up their composition completely to a brawl style with May. They're going to have to try to box in the Stevenson players here. But given this composition, that's more likely not going to happen unless Stevenson makes a fatal misstep. Because, once again, Stevenson is a great poke comp right now. Rinzer having fallen to a snipe by Tom Nook. It comes on out with the Flux and the High Noon. The High Noon gets used. Not able to find any eliminations, and now they're going to meet it with a Kitsune Visor with the Nano. They are just pouring in the damage. But the Visor runs out, and it finds no kills again. I am flabbergasted by the fact that despite all best efforts, they are not able to get a single elimination with so much comboed in. But thanks to Double here with the Shatter, that's going to turn the play of this fight here into their favor with the quadruple. Now Stevenson is going to be on the back burner. 2 minutes left to burn, and they're going to meet this with Reinhardt of their own. Intriguing. I have to be careful here. As we can see, Wisner is getting hunted down by the Rhine, trying best to fan the hammer, but just hunts it into nothingness. They have swatched Eevee from the Kiriko over to the Lucio just to help with movement as Rinzer picks him off. The overclock is ready and in effect here very soon, trying to get the Mei. The Mei is not able to use self-heal quite yet, so just playing it safe on the angles. 49 has been slipped, but gets cleansed through it. Looking to shut down double here. He's going on the hunt. He does not care. Pushing into the back line. It will cost him his life, but the damage has already been dealt. 49 now making his push up to the high ground. He's not really sure where to take a look quite yet, but he'll be holding this corner. Stevenson has full control of the corner, and what's this? Double is recklessly charging in. I like the aggressiveness, don't get me wrong, but things are looking a bit dire here. The Nano comes on out, and I'm not sure that Nano's going to find the greatest of value. The full burst healing has been placed in here, and we do see 49 falls, but it's a Reinhardt for a checkmate here. And right now, the Ana is looking pretty darn hurt. Stevenson is working to just stall this point, and does so successfully, buying all the time they could possibly need. In fact, look at Wisner. Wisner here has a Bob. He just swapped, and he already has Bob. Bob's been thrown in, knocking the Reinhardt up into the air. Reinhardt's been eliminated. They're looking to get the Mei. They're looking to get the Lucio. Lucio gets away for now, but Mei is not so lucky. With a quick old double tap, we're going to be seeing the cleanup here. Overtime may be in effect, but no one's around to touch. Otters make a push for almost 3 points. Pushing it a grand total of 85 meters. Well, Stevenson is going to have to meet this. They need to get the point this far in order to win the series. We'll see if they do it, or if the Otters will start to make a comeback from here. As you know, with these, we may be seeing a change in composition here from either side, and in fact we are. It looks like the Otters are going for similar to Stevenson's. However, Double is playing Orisa, which means they're playing more close quarters, while they're also using Checkmate as the single sniper to fight off. You may see Wisner have to force themselves over to something, say like a Tracer, say an Ashe again, or even just match them on the Widow. Hard to say here. Personally, I know Orisa is good overall, but I would say if you're going to play Orisa, you want to be playing around this initial corner right here. By doing so, you'll be able to make space, and it's not like the enemy has a Mei themselves. You can use Mei Wall to separate a push here while keeping the cart behind it. It'll serve as a double standard here, and Double is taking my advice just as I'm saying. But what's this? It seems Stevenson is going to actually push in through to the high ground. The nade gets wasted, but they have full control of high ground now. An unexpected play, if I might add, and checkmate has been put in place. Quite a bit of a firefight handling right here, right now. And we're going to be seeing the charge come on in! The Javelin is perfectly placed as Wisner gets the second DPS, getting the triple, looking to get the quad here. Just missing the initial shots, but that sticky grenade is going to do it. I call it the flashbang because it quite literally is, but that sticky nade is just unmatched. Wisner, you animal! Stop, they have families! Breadstick makes the trade here, despite everything we saw. And this first point, without a doubt, is going to be capped by Stevenson, unless Double needs to make a push here and now. Barely able to get it in time. Taking a look here, Stevenson currently has the lead with the picks. And they're going to clean up shop. That was an ugly fight. I'm not going to lie. That was a completely ugly fight. And it was very, very bad that Breadstick got picked off first. Speaking of Breadstick, Breadstick is now trapped in old spawn. Breadstick, no! You don't run down there, Breadstick. You are trapped. You are staggered. Now you cannot escape. Stevenson's going to take their sweet time hunting him while allowing the card to progress. A terrible positional move. Word of advice for if you find yourself caught out in the open like this, simply, if you're going to meet a cast, retreat to your team in the hallway. But enough of my quips. We're going to be seeing here that with down and Anna, Stevenson's going to be playing it aggressively on the ground, and they're looking to actually bait and force down the Otters. 49 getting real aggressive here. Things could look dire if the May boxes in the Reinhardt right now. But they're not able to. May has fallen. As we take it a look from the over top here, we can see that the sweep goes out onto the Reinhardt, but Wisner yet again shutting down all hope in opposition. Double has the ultimate ready. They could activate it here since Bell has been used, but they've just been wiped. And with that, Stevenson is going to have a 5-minute time bank. This is almost unheard of here in the ECAC, for no one has really truly gotten such a time bank before. In such a fast manner anyways. We're going to have to see here. Checkmate is on the Ashe, and they have the Mercy Pocket, so that will deal a great amount of damage. They just need to find the proper angle, and they almost get Wisner for it too. If it wasn't for that Ryan in his meddling shield. What's this? We're going to be seeing Breadstick has fallen yet again. And now, 49's going in with the aggression. Wisner still finding the picks. I mean, if we're taking a look here, hands down, Wisner is unrelenting. Machine of death. My word, I mean, give it a break. We are going to be seeing 49 here holding the spawn, trying to keep the space here in order to make sure that no one can touch. And with that, that's going to be it, folks. That is the series. The Mustangs take it away 3-0. And if you weren't catching on to it already, I certainly was. Wisner with the play of the game here. You see him literally going in, wiping the team with the assistance of everyone else. They just going to town. Well, ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching. This has been a very quick match, I tell you. Only an hour it took. But we're going to be calling it night here. I know that there is the MVP voting, but it is quite late for everyone, and I'm working on making that a little bit better. But if I were to give an MVP, hands down, Wisner. It's just the sheer amount of domination we saw there is just unrivaled. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.